Okay, yep. Okay, here we are. Good evening. Let's start this meeting session. Good to be back in Chambers. Welcome you out in the internet and out in Rogers TV land and maybe on BOIR as well. It's good to be back. So let's get started. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Do we have any minutes from the previous meeting? August 17th, okay. There we go. The council and committee meeting minutes? Marina? As confirmation of minutes, right?
No, this is just approval minutes.
Oh, okay, perfect, yes. Okay, would someone like to move the approval of these minutes?
So moved.
Okay, seconder?
Seconded, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded?
Excuse me.
Carried. Okay, and we have some minutes to ratify from council and committee meeting. Councillor Granter, would you walk us through those, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and again, welcome back to everyone around council chambers and to all those listening out this evening. Council and committee meeting, August the 17th, 2020. It is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-052. Approval of agenda. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Seconded.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
From the same meeting, August the 17th, it is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-054, Cornerbrook Minor Hockey Financial Account. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder? Seconded. Councillor Buckle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
Council and committee meeting, September the 2nd, 2020. It is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-055, approval of agenda. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
It is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-057, request to lease city land on West Street. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
From the same meeting, September 2nd, resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-058, retaining wall on Gibbons Avenue. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
It is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-059, permit program, contract approval. So moved.
Thank you. Seconder?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
It is resolved to ratify minutes CC 20-060, transit study and system design funding. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
It is resolved to ratify minutes C20-061, Mount Bernard sanitary sewer capacity analysis. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
Oh, sorry. It is resolved to ratify minutes C20-062, early retirement, pay in lieu of notice. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried.
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. And of course, these are for minutes for meetings that we have sometimes in between public meetings where we have to get business done. So we're not holding up the business of the city or development things or other business. Next, I guess, do we have any business arising from the previous minutes? Anyone recall? Okay. I think anything we have will be addressed going forward. Proclamations. We have, I guess, a proclamation here for the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which is September. And I'll just say a little about that if I could. Whereas there are about 10,000 children living with cancer in Canada today, And whereas each year about 1,600 cases are diagnosed, over 25 of which are children in Newfoundland and Labrador. Whereas in Canada, childhood cancer remains responsible for more deaths from 1 year throughout adolescence than any other disease, and whereas about 1 in 4 children who are diagnosed with cancer will die of the disease. Whereas because of the significant advances in therapy, 78% of children diagnosed with cancer will survive 5 years or more, an increase of almost 46% since the early 1960s. And whereas childhood cancer have close to a 75% cure rate, with leukemia leading the success charge with close to 90% overall cure rate. Therefore, I, Jim Parsons, on behalf of the City of Corner Brook, do hereby proclaim September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Corner Brook. And that's on behalf of the Candlelighters, which is a Newfoundland and Labrador group who brought this forward. So thank you very much for that. We don't have a proclamation as such, but we were supposed to for Pride Week this week, which is usually celebrated this week in September, and that is unlike other jurisdictions where it often happens in June or July, but here in Corner Brook, of course, it often coincides with the beginning of classes, post-secondary classes. So this year, Corner Brook Pride has informed everyone that they've decided to forego any formal events for this week. Of course, we're flying the flag here, again, to show support for the LGBT community, and again, encourage others to do the same. So hopefully, next year, without COVID, Pride will be back on track. Okay, Councillor Buckle, would you please tell us about a request about Watson's Pond to Trailway Trail upgrade?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the last section of the trail from Watson's Pond Road to the railway, a distance of approximately 2.2 kilometers, requires upgrade. This last section of trail is required to connect Lunnigan Drive, the Green Tank, to the T-Railway for use by both snowmobile and ATVs. The City of Corner Brook has been approached by the Western Snow Riders and the Newfoundland and Labrador Snowmobile Federation requesting the city enter into a cost share agreement to upgrade the section of trail from Watson's Pond Road to the railway, a distance of approximately 2.2 kilometers. This is the last section of trail that needs to be upgraded to accommodate the connection from Lunnigan Drive, the Green Tank, to the railway bed for use by snowmobile and ATVs. The estimated cost of this project is $15,000 to $18,000. The Newfoundland and Labrador Snowmobile Federation has committed $5,000 to the project because they believe the upgraded section of the trail will greatly enhance the viability of the trail for all users. The Western Snow Riders have committed $6,000 to the project and are asking the city to match their contribution to a maximum of $6,000. This trail upgrade is important to the success of snowmobile and ATV tourism in the City of Corner Brook. Currently, the section of trail in question is very rough and very difficult to navigate, preventing many ATVers from accessing the west side of the city and the businesses in the Lunnigan Drive area. Mr. Mayor, the proposed resolution be it resolved that Corner Brook City Council enter into a cost share agreement with the Western Snow Riders and the Newfoundland and Labrador Snowmobile Federation to upgrade the section of ATV snowmobile trail from Watson's Pond Road to the T-Railway in the amount not to exceed $6,000. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
Not a question, Mr. Mayor, but I traveled that area, trail system last week, and there's an area that's really bad. And speaking to a lot of people that came in from Port aux Basques, they didn't want to go in over it because it's pretty rough there. Okay. And now there's a new business open up in the Lunnigan Industrial Park, a restaurant being opened up there, and it made a big difference to help them. And I think in the near future you'll see more businesses getting involved with this trail system in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'll agree with that as well. And, the Western Snow Riders and Newfoundland Labrador Snowmobile Federation do great work. And we all know that, the dollars that the ATVs provide for our city, as well as the snowmobiles and the the work that we've done over the last couple of years, and the dollars has brought into the city, and we're moving into winter in a couple of months, and this addition and this work that will be done on the trail will be is long overdue, and also will be a benefit to everyone involved. So I think it's a great idea.
Excellent. Yeah, any other questions, comments? Of course, this is an extension to some work just for everyone's benefit, to work just recently done with the same partners to get the trail done from the green tank out to Watson's Pond Road. And I think, as I understand with this addition, we could add a number of weeks on either end of the snowmobile season by just fixing up this rough patch. Of course, weeks on the snowmobile season mean dollars for our businesses in the community, so I think it's probably money well spent. If there are any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Counterminded? Carried. Next, Councillor Staven, would you tell us about some water treatment chemicals, polyaluminum chloride coagulant?
Yeah.
Say that.
So I'm going to have to practice a bit of that, Mr. Mayor, before we start. But anyway, some background on this for everybody. Public Works, Water and Wastewater issued a tender for the supply of 550 tons per year of water treatment plant chemical polyaluminum chloride coagulant for a 2-year period commencing September of 2020. The tender closed on September the 8th, 2020, and all compliant bids are listed below, which were also HST included. So Kamara Water Solutions of Canada Inc., Mr. Mayor, their tender price was $478,802.50. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, the proposed resolution be it resolved that Cornwall City Council award the 2-year standing offer contract to Kamara Water Solutions Canada Inc. for the amount of $478,802.50 per year, taxes included, for the supply of water treatment plant chemical polyaluminum chloride coagulant. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Someone like to second that?
Second.
Second it? Okay.
Question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Is that US dollars or Canadian dollars?
Mr. Burden, I think you're probably going to have a couple questions. Get him to move over to the mic there. Perfect.
That's Canadian dollars, Council.
And how does that compare, Mr. Mayor, if I can, with previous years?
It's an $8 a ton increase over what we've been paying in previous years. However, the 550 tons that we've been using in the past few years is going to be significantly down this year because of all the leak detection we've been doing. So although it's up $8 per ton, so no cost increases.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Excellent.
So I guess, Mr. Mayor, that we're using less water?
Absolutely.
That's absolutely. Well, I think, Mr. Mayor, one thing that everybody who's watching tonight and listening should realize that water treatment plant is a heavenly thing, but just from a chemical aspect of it, almost costs $500,000 for us to service that water. So that's a fair chunk of change. It's well worth it, but it's not a free service that we're offering here.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
One other thing, Mr. Mayor, if I could ask Mr. Burden, that driving around the city and that, it seems like there's most of all the water leaks are repaired now. The cuts, I would say.
The cuts are, the asphalt is still being done. We have a contractor doing that work for us this year. And as soon as the paving program is done, which is right now, we're going to do all of our water and sewer cuts before the winter.
Okay. Good. It looks, the city looks good all around the pavement, that they're really working on it.
A lot of pavement. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a question for Mr. Bird. I'm just wondering where there was only one company bid on this. Are there other companies that normally do that didn't this year, or do this company kind of have a monopoly on this and pretty well can?
This is the company that we've been supplying our coagulant since the plant opened in 2015. It's the only company that's willing. All these.
So, any other questions? Okay, I'll call the question. All those those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Councillor Chason, we have another water-related treatment chemical, soda ash. Please, tell us about this exciting news.
It was hard to say it's the last one. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Supply of water treatment chemicals, soda ash. Current standing offer contract for soda ash has expired. Public Works Water and Wastewater issued a tender for the supply of 100 tons per year of water treatment plant chemical soda ash for a 2-year period commencing September 2020. The tender closed on September 8, 2020, and all competitive bids are listed below. HST is included in these. Universe Solutions, $161,000, and Quadra Chemicals, $116,150. And taxes are included in that. So the proposed resolution be it resolved that Portland City Council award 2-year standing offer contract to Quadra Chemicals in the amount of $116,150 per year, taxes included for the supply of water treatment plant chemical known as soda ash. I so move.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions, comments?
One question, the other bid was $150 cheaper?
This one is actually $45 cheaper than what we were paying last year.
Last year.
40 foot, yeah. Yeah, it's not inverted, yeah. It looks like it's the same, but it's not the same number.
No, it's 161 from Univar versus 116 from Quadra.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is a rate decrease of about $45 a ton.
Okay.
From previous years. And Quadra can do it because that product is actually coming out of as a local product of Argentia, as opposed to Univar, which was trucking across the Gulf.
There you go. Good.
Yeah, the numbers are very deceiving there. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Next, Confederation Drive, West Valley Road Roundabout tender. Deputy Mayor, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has requested bids for the construction of the Confederation Drive, West Valley Road Roundabout. Work will include the conversion of the existing signalized intersection to a roundabout. The work includes removal of all traffic signal infrastructure and the installation of new asphalt, storm sewer system, concrete curb and gutter, pavement marking, center and splitter rosin, landscaping, and lighting. The Confederation Drive West Valley Road Roundabout is funded under the Canada Newfoundland Rural and Northern Communities Infrastructure Program and consists of the construction of a new roundabout at the intersection of Confederation Drive and West Valley Road. Recommendation tenders for the Confederation Drive West Valley Road Roundabout 2020-25 closed on September 15, 2020, with the following 3 bids received. Marine Contractors, $914,537.79 HST included. Edward Collins Contracting Limited, $941,880.48 HST included. And West Coast Excavating and Equipment Company Limited, $1,165,590.55 HST included. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook award the tender to Marine Contractors, Inc. for the tender price of $914,537.79 HST included for the Confederation Drive West Valley Road Roundabout 2020-25. I so move.
Thank you. Someone like to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, questions on this item?
Mr. Mayor.
Well, let's call the yes, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I apparently council had a good discussion on this last week. I happened to be in St. John's, so I wasn't in on it. Let me say this to you and to council. I think when the project first was announced, I was really dubious and skeptical. Not sure whether we really needed or wanted. But having just driven, coming back from St. John's, I drove through Grenfell Heights. And there's a new roundabout on Grenfell Heights by the Rotary Park there. A lot of traffic. And Grand Falls Academy is just a kilometer or so down the road. A lot of traffic, school buses, people dropping their children off to school. And I really saw the roundabout in action for 2 days while driving through there. And it seemed to be working really well. And a lot of people had gotten used to it. It's been there since last fall, apparently, and it's working reasonably well. So therefore, based on that assessment, Mr. Mayor, I would be supportive of the motion, and I'll be voting for it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a couple of comments. From the very beginning, when we started around these tables to make some decisions on whether we would move forward, from my perspective, was always into a cost analysis, and it was provided to us here in these chambers that the cost analysis of doing the roundabout was the better option, as opposed to the traditional means by which to proceed and just to fix the lights, etc. There was $865,000 allocated, and it was public knowledge at the time. And all of that was a cost share between the provincial, federal, and the city of Corner Brook. The number, when I look back at it, at $865,000, included the engineering, which came in at $77,000 plus, as well as future inspection at $40,000. So already out of the $865,000, there was $117,000 or $118,000 already spent. And when the tenders came in, as was read into the books tonight, lowest tender at $914,000 and the highest tender bid at $1,165,590.55. Even before we start and get shovels in the ground, we are $166,000, almost $167,000 over budget. And if we even throw in the HST rebate, which the city would get back, we are still nearly $100,000 over budget. And if the change orders, which we often see, come into play, and our cost from our lowest tender would actually creep, or could creep, to where the highest tender was at $1,165,000, or anywhere in between, would drive us over budget anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 over budget. Never like to see that happen, so that's the concern that I have, that perhaps the initial numbers at $865,000, looking at the kind of work, and I had a quick look in our meeting last week at the plans and the detailed plans, and I'm no engineer and far from it, but it's a piece of work, and it's a fair bit of money. So, but my concern comes down to the potential of increased cost to put that roundabout in that particular area. I am a supporter, as the previous councillor spoke, of roundabouts. I think they work. But in this particular case, it was driven, my decision in the past was driven by the fact that it would come in as a cost cheaper for the residents of Corner Brook. And now we're looking at, even before shovels are in the ground, nearly $200,000 overrun already. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I'll make a quick comment.
Go ahead.
I guess this was brought to the table back in March, and I guess at that time I had an interview, and we had a big lengthy discussion on it, which I said I never supported the roundabout as an option to replace the lights. Because even at that time, I felt with the provincial and federal funding that the project would cost more than replacing the lights at that time. And now, as we see by the numbers that my fellow councillor Tranter gave us, we are over budget right now to start off. Roundabout was presented as a cheaper option, and now it's not, even with the overruns on both projects. The roundabout is going to be more expensive. So I will not be supporting this motion today,
Okay.
based on the cost for the taxpayers of the city of Corner Brook.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? Yeah?
Mr. Mayor, I've looked at the numbers as well. I've also read the study that was done. Read it twice, actually, because I wanted to be clear in my own mind exactly what was being said and what was being indicated in it. This was not while it was recommended option, there were 4 actual areas that they were looking at within the report. This one here, as Councillor Granter has said, and as Councillor Chason has said, is the more expensive option right now. At 167 over budget, going into a project of this size, this magnitude, we're also shifting the project now from, I guess, center to the right, which is going to add some additional costs, and that's what we're seeing here. Not really certain about what the various variables are, how we're going to control those variables, so therefore I will not be supporting the motion, and I honestly and truly don't believe that we need a roundabout in that particular area. The traffic, in my opinion, is not sufficient enough to really warrant it, and that's where I sit on it, so I will not be supporting the motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, go
I
ahead.
would say a few words.
Go ahead.
And it's funny, on my way down here to the meeting tonight, I dropped in and spoke to a resident just up the road from me, and he said, you should think about putting a roundabout over at University Drive and that. He said, I know you're talking about up on top of West Valley Road. He said, one over there might be good. But also, going back over to the numbers here for this roundabout up here, and yes, it's going to be an overrun on our costs right now and that, but reading up on it, these roundabouts last anywhere from 20 to 25 years. Satellites last 10 years, not counting the maintenance on them and everything like that. So if you look at having to replace 2 sets of lights in there in 20 years, it will pay off that cost alone. But I think once our new hospital gets opened up there, that area is going to be a lot busier. People coming downtown to get in, and this will make it that much safer for them to get in and out of there. And moving it over to the right side of West Valley Road, I think is a good idea. And the few dollars that are going to cost us now, I think in the long run, it'd be cheaper for the residents of the city. So I'll be supporting it.
Thank you.
I just,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Dale, this is not my expertise when it comes to these numbers that are being thrown around here. I'm just wondering, is what we're seeing here and what's being presented, is that close to, what we can expect, or is this the norm?
So 1 second for Mr. Park.
Yeah, I guess Mr. Charter is unable to be here tonight, but based on the numbers that we've compiled at this point, there's an extra $150,000 for the city that will be incurred for this program beyond what was originally anticipated. Again, with factoring in life cycle costs for the intersection as a roundabout versus traffic signals, it's the opinion of the city staff that the city prefers to know that the city can afford this difference this year.
So is this one that we're talking about now, has the design changed to justify the increase?
I guess I don't want to speak too much to the engineering of it. I'd rather Mr. Charter speak to that. But I know the location has shifted slightly, I guess, towards Massey Drive in order to accommodate the urban entrance there and to make it a safer access point all the way around there. I'm not sure what impact that may have had on costs. I know Mr. Charters and his staff have worked with the design engineers to make sure that they can get the best product there, but also without too many extras.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just want to follow up, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Buckle brought up a very good point, I thought, with the opening of the new hospital in a couple of 3 years. But I think, and this sometimes you shouldn't think, that shifting off the traffic would perhaps put a need or a greater need for a roundabout in another part of the city on University Drive or up near the hospital, Corporate Pinkston area, because I'm sure the traffic up in those areas will increase dramatically during the opening and continued use of the new hospital. But it was a good point.
Mr. Mayor, just a point of clarification if I can. Would we not have received cost-shared funding for the replacement of those lights at 358?
We applied for funding for the lights as well, under another project in that same list, and we weren't successful.
But are they cost shared generally? Is the question I guess I'm asking Mr. Park. Generally, under capital works, lights, street lights, the indicator lights, are they cost shared under the Newfoundland Canada Infrastructure Program capital monies?
I would imagine, yeah, if I didn't get any feedback on, I guess, what was not funded, but I would imagine that just like any other road infrastructure, such things would qualify.
And I guess that's why, if I can just make the comment, just to clarify, Mr. Mayor, that's why I was a little, a lot hesitant, because had we received even 50/50 funding on the 358, it would still be significantly lower and less than putting in the full roundabout over the life expectancy of the roundabout. Because you would have got 50% of 358, so it would have been 180, 170, thereabouts.
Yeah, yeah, again, I think the difference is, and like most of you, I agree that, you know, there are benefits to roundabouts. I think they're empirical, but I don't think that you would put a roundabout on at any cost. It's about making the right decision for the limited resources and funds we have. In this case, I think so far we've approved and we've spent money to do the engineering work, which was, you know, so far about, you know, $100,000. We're looking for, I guess, to finish this project would be approximately another 300 or so outside of the engineering that was already approved. The alternative, I guess, is because I think that we have to acknowledge that the intersection itself has to be dealt with. Harborside identified it as the number 3 intersection in its report as a priority. Number 1 was dealt with this summer over at the end of West Street. And number 2 were the lights down on down at Griffin Drive. Those were not suitable, of course, for a roundabout because it's part of the provincial highway system as well. But when we look at doing it this way, so we can spend $300,000 and continue on and have a roundabout built, or we can not do it, throw away the sunk costs, the $100,000 or so, and again, potentially have to spend $400,000 again unless we apply for and are successful in getting money cost shared. Remember, of course, there was concerns about change orders on this. I would just point out that the lights that were done there on the end of West Street, based on these same estimates, came in 25% higher than the estimate, not the pre-tender price, but the funding estimate that was done. So, you know, again, assuming that you would look at about $400,000 for those. So you have to weigh off whether or not you want to get what's, you know, more or less a permanent solution for that intersection or a temporary solution and without potentially any cost savings. So it's a bird in the hand versus 2 in the bush.
Mr. Mayor, just a quick question of clarification. I guess some of the costs are increased because we had to address the concerns of the Irving gas fire. Do we know just exactly how much that made a difference to us in the project?
I think the reason why the intersection in the first place had to be dealt with was because it was an unconventional entryway. One of the access points to that intersection is not lighted at all. If you recall, you come out there between the lights, sort of, and that is
by the gas fire.
Yeah, it's a non-starter there, really, from a safety perspective. We've been very fortunate, I think, that there haven't been many accidents there.
If you come out and turn right, there isn't a light there for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no light currently. So I think that was that's why the design was done as such. I don't know that it's remarkably different. I think it's different than I expected, at least, because I expected something up at the top of that hill, where often it's quite difficult for people to get up on top of the West Valley Road. This has shifted it over to the right, so it seems to make it a more gradual slope. So. Again, I think that it's really a question of, do we go ahead or do we quit and start again. And I don't think that there is any cost savings in quitting and starting again. Are there any other questions?
Just to make a quick comment on that. I guess you used the 25% higher for the lights on the end of West Street. So I guess if we use that, then we can also say we'll possibly have 25% overruns on the roundabout.
No, I'm using it reference to the estimates that were in the Harborside report that we based our funding estimates on. The estimates, I guess, that were put in for the roundabout, for the funding request, the tender came in 19% higher.
So we still have another 6 to play with.
Well, what I'm saying is that lights are no safer a bet than roundabouts. Building a road, no, I mean building a road,
Oh, yeah.
from a cost perspective, I would argue is a less risky from a cost perspective than building a set of lights.
Couple questions now.
Go ahead.
Safety, is safety a big concern in this roundabout versus the lights versus roundabout? Because, I don't know, if anybody knows how many accidents were caused, or is safety an issue?
Apparently, according to
Because
the...
every time I hear a roundabout,
Yeah.
the roundabout is safer than...
Yeah, study after study shows that they reduce fatal accidents by about 90%. They reduce accidents to pedestrians by 30 to 50%. I think that there's a handout in our background in our report that shows empirically that roundabouts are safer. I know for us politically in this room, they're not safer. It's a difficult sell sometimes to the public when it comes to roundabouts because, especially in this part of the world, they're not that common. They're starting to become more common here in Atlantic Canada, in our province. But I think that the data sort of speaks for itself. But like I said, I don't know that any of us are right now. We want to have a safe intersection, and I think that's a priority for me. How we do it is, again, to Councillor Granter and others' concerns, a matter of cost, really.
I think it's the location that's got me really, I guess, in a quandary as to, like, it's not a very busy intersection, only at certain times, and once the hospital is put across town, most people be zipping back and forth through the highway rather than come down through. According to our traffic study, it said it would shave off 9 seconds per vehicle. 9 seconds is not a very long wait time if you look at, you're going up that hill. I travel that a lot, and it's never ever a busy intersection, only early morning and probably when the hospital gets in the evening. Anyway, that's it.
Any other questions?
And to Councillor Chason, I look at it differently because I think once the hospital is open up there, that mall, once COVID is all over with, is going to become that much busier, and more people are going to be coming off the highway, coming into the mall or whatever, and then heading back to the hospital.
That's where we get the most accidents at the mall.
Yeah.
Any other questions,
I'm
comments?
just thinking, I don't know, like maybe going from the street light, stoplight to the roundabout, probably back 30 years ago, they had the same argument about the increase of cost when it comes to Class A and pavement. Really, you know, you can put the Class A down and get it nice and smooth. Why do we need to spend the extra bucks on pavement? But it's turned out that's really not an argument anymore. And I'm seeing this the same way. I think roundabouts are coming, and I think we need to get used to it. And I don't have any issue with it if you don't have it.
Okay. Any other comments, or we'll call the question?
Ready for the question.
Good. Okay, all those in favor of awarding the tender, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Counterminded?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay, carried. Okay. Councillor Chason, we have a discretionary use for childcare, 16 Highland Avenue. And I noticed before you begin that there is a typo there in the beginning of that RFD. It says Dunbar. So if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Discretionary use home-based child care, 16 Highland Avenue. City of Cornwall has received an application requesting permission to operate a home-based childcare from the dwelling located at 16 Dunbar Avenue, which is located,
Highland, yeah.
pardon me?
That's the typo I mentioned.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be Highland,
Highland, yeah.
not even close. 16 Highland Avenue, which is located in a residential low-density zone. The background on it, a notice was delivered to the residents of the immediate area of 16 Highland Avenue indicating the proposed home-based business, home-based childcare. As a result of this notice, 2 pieces of written correspondence, objections, and 1 telephone call supported were received. Parking has been reviewed and sufficient parking is present for the main dwelling and the subsidiary apartment in which the business is proposed to operate in and the home childcare. After review of the application, results of the notice to the residents, the Development and Planning Department is recommending that approval be granted for the request of home-based childcare subject to a maximum of 3 children, including the applicant's child, being cared for at one time. Proposed resolution, be it resolved that City Council of Corner Brook approve the application to operate a home-based childcare from the dwelling located at 16 Highland Avenue in accordance with the Regulation 11 discretionary power for the president.
Okay, thank you. Seconder on that?
I'll second it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
Yeah, just a question, Mr. Mayor. And I think I asked a similar question before. When we asked for information or feedback from the community, as we have no Western Star, how are we doing that now, and how was this done?
And, yeah, I don't know if, yeah, no, we don't have that. So Rodney, I don't know if you would be able to sort of enlighten us on that one?
No, just
I would have to defer that to Mr. Park.
Yep,
Mr. Mayor, it says in
you're
the
up
background-
again, Dale.
It says in the background information that letters were circulated to individuals within the area, so I'm assuming it's through correspondence directly to the homeowner.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the case. It's handed over to area residents there.
so everybody on Highland Avenue got a letter from the City of Cornwall.
I can't say for sure whether it was like on Highland. It would have been within a certain radius of the home.
Okay.
I would suggest even homes, some homes at West Valley, they received that notice as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, no, because I think that to me is a valid question, and you always hear the negative feedback on this afterwards. Oh, if I had known, or if I had heard about it, or whatever, and one of those things. Too bad we don't have a newspaper. That's all.
It is terrible. Any other questions on that one? No? Okay. And, okay, if there are no other questions, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Counterminded? Carried.
Not a question, Mr. Mayor, but a comment now that we've taken the vote. Does the Act still require us to put it in a Western Star, or have they changed the Act?
That's a good question. I don't know, we'll have to look that one up. I know there has been some question, maybe the clerk knows the answer, around notice being provided in a local paper or the Western Star.
Yeah, we'll post on the website, we do deliver it, but next instead of newspaper, I'm assuming right now. I'm assuming you don't have time to contact with Congress, just in terms of the administrative requirements as well.
I know it's come up before about the, because Municipal Affairs has made adjustments in lieu of us not having daily papers anymore. Yeah.
Yep. Because it's applicable as well, as you know, to other more
Absolutely.
significant pieces of legislative change that we may be making.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'm just saying, now, I heard that there could be a weekly paper coming out here in Corner soon.
Okay.
So,
Keep our eyes out for that. Okay.
We're obits anyway.
Confirmation of order. Councillor Chason, would you also take us through this one?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Confirmation of orders 2020-02 and 2020-03. Since the previous meeting of council, the following order was issued by Department of Community Development Planning and therefore must be confirmed at council pursuant to section 109 for of the Urban and Rural Planning Act. Order number 2020-02, deed of issue September 11, 2020. Civic address 50 Station Road. Violation, section 8 of the Corner Brook Development Regulations. 2020-03, September the 11th, 50 Station Road, occupancy and maintenance regulations under the Urban and Rural Planning Act. Proposed motion, in accordance with this section 109.4 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act, the following orders hereby confirmed by council. I so move.
Okay, thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions on this item?
Yeah, what is section 8, Mr. Mayor?
It's there, section 8, section 8. I have to look
Just
it
for the
up.
general public, because I don't see it.
I would imagine it has to do with the Urban and Rural Planning Act.
There's two orders, and one has to do with an accessory building instructor, and the other one has to do with the bridge instructor.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. And I see that there's work to be completed by the beginning October 2nd, and then an inspection follow-up on the 5th. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Next, we have a few change orders for the combined sewer separation project. Councillor Granter, if you would walk us through these, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The first one, engineering cost credited for 14 additional working days on approved change order numbers 1, 2R1, number 5R1, 6R1, 7, and 12, up to and including August 14, 2020. During the work, the allotted engineering time went over the contractor was charged for that time accordingly. Those amounts were deducted from the monthly contractor payment for the days that the work was over. In the meantime, over this period, there were a number of change orders that were in dispute. In a change order situation, the contractor can be eligible for time credit if the extra work was determined to impact the schedule. The outstanding change orders have now been resolved, resulting in additional days being credited back to the contractor for the extra time required to perform the change order work. As the days are credited back, the contractor is paid to offset what was deducted earlier. Be it resolved, Mr. Mayor, that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approved a change order between the City of Corner Brook and the contractor, in this case, Bulldog Contracting Limited, for combined sewer separation Phase 3 in the amount of $42,623.80, HST included. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Can I get a seconder on that one, please? Thank you. Yeah, so that one there is, again, one of these beautifully confusing change orders. And Mr. Park, just nod your head for us all if this one in fact is, so this is reconciling a previous one where we thought we were going to deduct it from the bill, but we actually do have to credit it back to the contractor. So the city loses on this one. Right. Clear as mud.
The next one, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, wait, now, any questions on that?
Sorry.
No? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Now you can go ahead.
Okay, next one, Mr. Mayor. Same project, change order number 18, combined sewer separation Phase 3. The issue is supply and installation of cast-in-place manhole with 10 additional working days. During the construction of Park Street, West Valley Road combined sewer separation, it was required to install a cast-in-place manhole. This manhole connected the new sanitary sewer system to the existing system. This eliminated the need for extended pumping of sanitary sewer across the line adjacent to the Western Star to a manhole in West Street where traffic would have been required to be impeded. Be it resolved, Mr. Mayor, that the City of Corner Brook approved a change order between the City of Corner Brook and the contractor, Bulldog Contracting Limited, for combined sewer separation Phase 3 in the amount of $22,514.47, HST included. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second it.
Okay. Questions on this one? This one's more straightforward as a change order. It's an actual change order for changes.
So we're not paying for this one?
No, we're paying for this one, but we're actually getting a manhole for it. Okay. Any questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. And
Last one, Mr. Mayor, combined sewer separation Phase 3, change order number 55. Engineering costs associated with the schedule overrun from December the 31st, 2019 to July the 29th, 2020. During the work, the allotted engineering time went over and the contractor is charged for that time accordingly. Those amounts were deducted from the monthly contractor payment for the days that the work was over. Engineering and project management costs are based on a 130-day construction schedule. This change order covers the additional cost from December the 31st, 2019 to July the 29th, 2020. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the change order between the City of Corner Brook and contractor Bulldog Contracting Limited for combined sewer separation Phase 3 in the amount of negative $34,763.76, HST included. Not sure if that's a typo, Mr. Mayor, or not, but there's a negative in front of my number.
that's correct.
Okay, it's correct, so that means we're getting that money back.
Yep.
Okay, so moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Someone second that, please?
Second.
Over here. Okay.
Just a note,
Question,
that, engineering has done a very, very nice synopsis of this in a spreadsheet. So Charles will give an explanation of why it was over and the water negative charge.
Oh, okay.
And how they add up at the end of the day. So if anybody would like to see that, it's available.
Yep.
I would imagine as we're getting closer to reconciling this project, there'll be a wrap-up briefing on this, because this was, again, a very large project. I think 10 to 12 million, well, started off around 10. I think it was around about a 12 or $13 million project. So there's a lot of changes on something like this. Any questions on this item in particular?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor?
Yes?
Just a thought or comment. You know, I love the preambles, and they're really good, but if you're watching this at home, I think the last sentence in the motion should be that it's either going to cost the residents $42,000 more, or it's a credit.
Right.
Because really, people get all this information and back and forth and change. They don't know if it's costing us or we got a credit. So the last few words on that motion should be, and this is a credit to the City of Corner Brook for $34,000, if that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, just a thought.
And in this case, it is. Absolutely.
So we know exactly what it costs and what we're getting, one way or another.
We had three change orders come in, and it cost the city of Corner Brook $32,000 instead of roughly 72 or 75.
Yeah, no.
I know what you're
Unless
saying.
you're home
Good.
with a pencil and paper, you
That's
don't know
right.
what you're listening.
Okay.
I think that's a very good point from Councillor.
It's, and I think that once, as Mr. Comby said, that once we have the full, I don't know how many change orders are on this project, but it's probably the longest list that we've seen in quite a while. A very complex project. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Next, sanitary sewer capacity, more back to sewer. Capacity analysis and upgrades. At this time, Mount Bernard Avenue. Councillor Buckle.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this RFD is intended to address the approval of the prime consultant agreement for sanitary sewer capacity analysis and upgrades at Mount Bernard Avenue, which has been approved at the September 2nd, 2020 Council and Committee meeting, minute number CC 20-061. The background on it, the project goal is to assess the available and future required capacity of the trunk sewer downstream infrastructure on Mount Bernard Avenue in sufficient detail to develop viable preliminary design options. Wow. Upgrades may be required to accommodate additional wastewater loading from the new Corner Brook Acute Care Hospital. Mr. Mayor, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the prime consultant agreement from CBCL Limited in the amount of $97,980, HST included, for consulting services related to the sanitary sewer capacity analysis and upgrades at Mount Bernard Avenue. I so move.
Thank you. Seconded. Okay, questions on this one?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just a comment.
Go ahead.
This potential project has been chewed on by numerous politicians in all ranks for numerous years, and it's good to see that out of government, in a meeting that we had a few weeks ago, that some recommendation come forward to provide some funding for this. So it's long overdue with the new hospital going up in that particular area for the capacity for the sanitary sewer system coming down Mount Bernard Avenue, and it's I'll support this. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any other questions on this one? No, I guess we got to know what we're dealing with before we deal with it, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that with a new facility at the top of the hill, it's all got to go somewhere.
Got to come downhill.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Next, we have some lease agreements. First, the Rotary Arts Center, Deputy Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, do I declare a conflict before it's read, or do I declare a conflict on the
You can
vote?
declare a conflict now, and I think without objection, we'll assume you will abstain from this.
Yes.
I will
Okay.
also declare a conflict, Mr. Mayor, because I'm on their board.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Deputy Mayor, please.
The issue, the Cornwall Arts Center Association current lease expires on October 31st, 2020, and provide the Rotary Arts Center with a new 3-year lease. The Rotary Arts Center has operated from its current location since 2012 and is interested in continuing to use the space for its operations. City Hall has been the original and only space for the Rotary Arts Center since its formation. The lease is for a 3-year period from November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2023. The lease is $1 per month, plus the Rotary Arts Center is to pay the city $1 from each ticket that is sold for the events held at the center. It is resolved to approve the attached 3-year lease with the Cornwall Arts Center Association, Rotary Arts Center, from November 1st, 2020 to October 23rd, 2023. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder, okay. Any questions on that one?
Just to point, Mr. Mayor, I did ask Mr. Park, for instance, on the dollar assessment per ticket. When we first started that, the first year, I think the receivables were, I think, $600 and something. In 2019, it was 2,000, just a shade over 2,000. And this year it was 1,000 something. Of course, COVID hasn't played a major factor in that. But that's the $1 assessment that we put in back in 2017
Okay.
per ticket. But the other point is that the Rotary Arts Center, if they were dealing in the marketplace in the city of Cornwall, would be probably to have what we give them as a city for $1, you'd probably be spending close to $100,000. So the city of Cornwall does support the arts, and they do support the Rotary Arts Center, as does the Rotary Club, who pays money. We pay them money for the naming rights. So it's not that we don't support them.
Absolutely. Yep. Any other questions or comments? No? No? Again, I'd echo the councillor's statement there. It is difficult, of course, for us. We're not a granting body, so typically we can't give out scads of money for arts projects. We do some, and we're proud to do that. But this is a major, again, a major part of our support for the arts, and I think it's, again, money well spent. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Next, we have a lease agreement for the museum. Councillor Staben.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess the issue at hand for everybody is that the Cornwall Museum and Archive Society, Inc. Its current lease expires on November 30th, 2020, and the museum and the city are interested in providing the museum with a new 5-year lease. Just to let everybody know that the museum has operated from its current location for many years and is interested in continuing to use the space for continued museum operations. The lease is for $1 per year and is for a 5-year period from December the 1st, 2020 to November 30th, 2025. The lease is similar to the previous lease, but it also includes provisions for the museum to be able to utilize additional space on the 3rd floor for future development that will enhance the cultural, hospitality, and tourism value to our residents, as well as tourists, cruise ship passengers, and businesses alike. The museum is a great asset to the City of Hall property and greatly complements the other offerings, including the cenotaph, the City Square, the library, and the Rotary Arts Centre. The city is fortunate to have all these assets in close proximity to the downtown and to each other. So therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to approve the attached 5-year lease with the Corner Museum and Archive Society November 30th, 2025. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Someone like to second that?
Also moved.
Thank you. Questions on this item? Any questions on this one? Pretty straightforward. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay. We have some land leases and purchases. Councillor Carey, first we have a purchase and sale agreement for 66 Carter Avenue.
Mr. Mayor, the owner at 66 Carter Avenue has requested to purchase land from the city. The land management was approached by the owner of 66 Carter Avenue when they requested to purchase the city land located adjacent to their current property. The land in question was left over from the Pratt Street, Carter Street development. Initially, this land was designated as a road right-of-way, but was developed as a trail instead. Therefore, the full road right-of-way isn't required any longer. This leaves a small parcel available for purchase to the neighboring properties. Currently, only 66 Carter Avenue has access to this land and has been deemed unable to do due to the small size, I should say. The approximate area is 10 meters square or 108 feet square. No plans have been made to develop this land as of yet. The owner of 66 Carter Avenue will be responsible for any legal and surveying costs associated with the land should the city agree to sell it to them. Therefore, be it resolved, be it resolved to approve the execution of the purchase and sale agreement between the City of Corner Brook and the owner of 66 Carter Avenue for the land located on Carter Avenue. I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Someone like to second that?
Second.
Thank you. Questions on this one? Fairly straightforward little jib, I think. Okay, if there are no questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. The next one, Councillor Carey.
The next one, Mr. Mayor, is similar. Land management was approached by the owner of 20 Rodolph Place to lease city land located adjacent to their property. The land is approximately 90 meters or 968 feet square within 305 meters and a 10-foot frontage. The purpose of the lease will be for parking and will be limited to residential vehicles only. Currently, there are no plans to develop the land. Therefore, be it resolved to approve the execution of a lease agreement between the City of Corner Brook and the property owner at 20 Rodolph Place for the city land on Rodolph Place.
Okay,
I so move, Mr. Mayor.
thank you. Someone like to second that?
I'll second it also.
Okay. Any questions on this item?
Yeah, quick question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Any land that's leased, and it says there are no current plans for development, which I would take buildings or whatever it might be, but if there are, or if the owners or the potential owners or the leasees decide to put some on the land, then they would have to go through the regulatory permit process, here at the city, and come back to the city for those kinds of approvals, correct?
Yeah, and I guess in this case, I think part of the lease would I guess, exclude that kind of development. Is that correct, Mr. Park? Come on, hustle.
Yeah, that's correct, Mr. Mayor. In this case, there's actually a storm sewer or easement that goes down through that parcel of land, so there would be no development that would be allowed on that. But in a normal situation, if it's leased land, they would have to go through that normal approval process for that.
Okay. Any other questions on that one? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And we have a similar one, Councillor Carey?
Mr. Mayor, the background's already the same, so if it's okay with yourself and the clerk, I'll move right to the motion.
Yeah, it's for next door at 18 Randolph.
One is at 18, one is at 20, so they're side by each. Be it resolved to approve the execution of the lease agreement between the City of Corner Brook and the property owner at 18 Randolph Place for the city land on Randolph Place. I so move.
Okay, seconder?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Excellent. And last but not least, we have some write-offs. Councillor Staben, this is not desirable, but needs to be done.
No, I noticed, Mr. Mayor, you're giving me all the exciting stuff here.
Well, you're responsible for all the tax hikes around here, right?
Thank you. I guess the issue at hand, Mr. Mayor, the city has accounts receivable that are not collectible and need to be written off. So the background on that, and we all know that the city attempts to collect all taxes, charges, and expenses that are billed. In some cases, there are some accounts that are not able to be collected for various reasons. The city maintains an annual allowance for doubtful accounts to provide for the write-offs of various accounts. Write-offs are for accounts in which there is no or limited opportunity to be able to recover any additional funds. Therefore, Mr. Mayor, be it resolved to approve to write off $60,648.13 for the 17 accounts provided in the attached list. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Any questions on this item?
I have one question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
And I guess it has to do with a broader issue of how we issue permits and then try to collect taxes on businesses that come in for a fixed period of time. And I noticed that there's one here tonight in the same category. And I guess I know what business it was because it was in the mall and we all know what business it was. I guess it's more of a question for Mr. Park, what type of policy should we be looking at? What type of change should we be looking at? Or is there anything we can do to make sure that some of the money is up front and not trying to collect it on the back end, knowing full well that they're only there for 30 or 60 days and then they're gone?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, these are businesses, the transient businesses that are open generally just for Christmas are tougher to catch up on and collect. Typically, when we work with the mall owners to identify those businesses to try to get as much notice as possible to collect it before they're actually prepared. Many of these businesses also come back year after year, so if they come back a repeat year, then we are generally able to catch them that second year for sure if we didn't get them the first year.
Okay. Good. Any other questions?
Just a comment, Mr. Mayor. While the amount seems high, there were two businesses that almost amounted to half of the total amount written off. And I think we look at the years outstanding. Some of this goes back to 2015, 2016, 2017, and so on. So while the amount is high and nobody likes to write this off, it's not quite as bad as it looks, even though it breaks my heart.
Yeah. I would agree, it is. It's not fair to your neighbors and your neighbors in the business community either, so, but I have to say, the number compared to our tax roll, it's very impressive how much we are able to recover and collect, so it's good.
And Mr. Mayor, in this instance with those numbers, out of the total businesses that we weren't able to collect from, not only two, but two of the businesses amount for about half.
Yeah.
About half of the total amount owed, out of the 14 or 15 businesses that are no longer in operation.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Well, thank you all very much. It's nice to be back in chambers, and hopefully it'll continue to get more and more normal, and we'll be able to get back to our regular agendas.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
think Mr. Mayor, Councillor Granter said it was not about being back here, and when you realise and reflect that it was still winter when we gave up the process of coming here, and today is the last day of summer, what's happened to all that time in between?
Absolutely.
Especially when you're as old as I am.
With that, I'll declare this meeting adjourned.